You're probably eating one of these 7 butter brands every single day, and you don't even realize what they're doing to your gut, your hormones, and even your brain. These golden blocks in your fridge, they look creamy, pure, and innocent. But behind that shiny wrapper, there's a story of deception, dilution, and chemical manipulation that the dairy industry really doesn't want you to know. Today, I'm exposing the 7 butter brands you need to avoid at all costs, and revealing 2 brands that are actually worth your money. But trust me, when you find out who's sitting at number 1 on this list, you'll never look at butter the same way again. Let's get started. Butter. Number 7, Land O'Lakes. Let's start with one of America's most beloved names, Land O'Lakes. That smiling Native American lady on the packaging was a household icon for nearly a century, until the company quietly removed her in 2020 after public backlash. But what they didn't remove were the problems inside the butter itself. Land O'Lakes used to mean farm-fresh cream and real churned butter. But today, most of their butter comes from mass dairy farms, not small local producers. The cows are often fed GMO corn and soy, not natural grass. And when you feed cows garbage, you get butter that's missing all the good stuff, like omega-3s, CLA, and vitamins A and K2. Even worse, several independent tests have found inconsistent fat content and moisture ratios in Land O'Lakes butter. That means what's labeled as butter sometimes behaves more like margarine. It splatters more when you fry, melts unevenly, and tastes flat compared to true cream-rich butter. It's not the worst offender on this list, but it's a reminder that even trusted household brands aren't what they used to be. Number 6, Parkay. Old school commercials made Parkay famous for its "It's not butter, it's Parkay" slogan. Well, they weren't lying, because it's really not butter. Parkay is technically margarine, not butter. It's made from hydrogenated vegetable oils, which means it contains trans fats, the same fats linked to heart disease, arterial inflammation, and poor cholesterol levels. Now, the label might say 0G trans fat, but here's the dirty secret. The FDA allows companies to round down anything under 0.5 G per serving to 0. So if you spread Parkay on your toast every morning, you're actually consuming trans fats daily, without even realizing it. And here's another catch. Parkay uses artificial yellow coloring to mimic the warm hue of real butter. It's the butter version of spray tan. It looks golden, but it's just fake. Bottom line, Parkay is a chemical spread disguised as nostalgia. You're better off leaving it in the 1970s where it belongs. Number 5, Challenge Butter. Challenge Butter looks classy. The mountains on the logo, the rustic charm, the promise of real California butter. But behind the label lies a very modern, very industrial problem. This butter is made by Challenge Dairy, one of the largest butter producers in the western US. And they've been repeatedly criticized for sourcing from mega dairies with poor animal welfare conditions. Crowded barns, low-quality feed, and overproduction all result in butter that tastes bland and performs inconsistently. But that's not all. Independent tests have shown oxidized fats and lower than average vitamin content in Challenge Butter, a sign that the cream they're using isn't fresh or has been pasteurized too aggressively. And here's the kicker. In 2020, Challenge Butter's parent company was involved in lawsuits over mislabeling their European-style butter, claiming higher fat content when the test results didn't match. So, while it might look premium, Challenge is the perfect example of marketing over milk. It's not dangerous, but it's definitely not what it pretends to be. Number 4, Blue Bonnet. If you grew up in the US, you've probably seen Blue Bonnet's bright blue box in your fridge at some point. It's cheap, it's everywhere, and it's absolutely not real butter. Blue Bonnet is technically a vegetable oil spread made mostly from soybean oil. The packaging might say smooth, buttery taste, but that flavor comes from artificial flavor compounds, not cream. The texture is whipped, airy, and easy to spread straight from the fridge, which is a dead giveaway it's not real butter fat. And just like Parkay, Blue Bonnet plays the same trans fat loophole game. They legally claim 0G trans fat, but the ingredient list shows partially hydrogenated oils right there. That means oxidative stress, inflammation, and gut irritation all come free with your family value pack. So if you're wondering why your cookies taste strange, your pancakes feel greasy, or your stomach bloats after breakfast, Blue Bonnet's fake fats might be part of the problem. Number 3, Smart Balance. Smart Balance is one of those brands that sounds healthy. The name literally says smart and balance. But once you peel back the label, it's a nutritional landmine. Marketed as a heart-healthy butter alternative, Smart Balance loads up on canola, soybean, and palm oils. The same cheap, industrial seed oils that oxidize easily and create inflammation when heated. Some of their versions also include pea protein and plant sterols, which the company claims lower cholesterol, but the clinical studies behind those claims are heavily disputed. In 2022, several dietitians called out Smart Balance for misleading advertising, and some grocery chains even started pulling older batches with labeling inconsistencies. The truth? Smart Balance is not a smart choice. It's butter's evil twin, dressed in green, whispering health claims, but delivering inflammation instead of nourishment. Number 2. Country Crock. Country Crock, the tub every American family seems to have at some point. The name sounds wholesome, like something made in a farmhouse kitchen. But what's inside that? Beige tub is more chemistry than cream. Most Country Crock products are blends of vegetable oils, canola, palm, soybean, with water, flavorings, and emulsifiers. Their so-called plant butter was even sued for misleading consumers because it implied the product was healthier than butter while still containing highly processed oils. And that's the big issue. These oils oxidize fast, especially during cooking. When oxidized oils hit your body, they produce compounds that mess with your gut microbiome, spike inflammation, and damage cell membranes. It's not instant poison, but it's slow erosion. Country Crock butter may spread easily and taste okay, but what it spreads inside your body, chronic inflammation and lipid imbalance, isn't worth the convenience. Number 1. I can't believe it's not butter. Oh, you'll believe it once you read the ingredients. This one's the poster child for fake butter. Palm oil, soybean oil, canola oil, emulsifiers, colorants, flavoring agents, basically everything except butter. And here's something few people realize. The original version of this product contains compounds called diacetyl and acetoin, flavoring chemicals that simulate butter aroma, but are linked to lung irritation in factory workers exposed to them for years. The brand has since tweaked formulations and removed some additives, but the concept remains the same. It's lab-engineered fat made to smell like butter. If you're trying to avoid inflammation, hormonal imbalance, or just want food that doesn't sound like a chemistry class, I can't believe it's not butter. Should top your never again list. 2 butters that are actually worth it. After all that gloom, let's talk about the 2 butters that deserve your trust and your toast. Bonus number 1, Plugrà European style butter. This one's made in the US but crafted to European standards, meaning it contains 82% butterfat instead of the usual 80%. That 2% difference sounds small, but it changes everything. It melts silkier, browns evenly, and gives baked goods that rich, velvety finish you'll never get from watered-down supermarket butter. And Plugrà doesn't mess around with stabilizers or added oils. It's cream, salt, and cultures. That's it. If you bake, this is your secret weapon. Chefs love it because it behaves predictably. No splatter, no weird smell, just pure, real butter flavor. Bonus number 2, Vermont Creamery cultured butter. If Plugrà is the baker's choice, Vermont Creamery is the connoisseur's dream. Small batch, grass-fed cream, and slow cultured for 20 hours with live bacterial cultures that give it a naturally tangy, rich taste. You can literally smell the freshness when you open it. No artificial aroma, just the scent of real cream. And nutritionally, it's loaded with vitamin A, D, and butyrate, a short-chain fatty acid that actually supports gut health instead of wrecking it. It's not cheap, but every bite reminds you what butter used to taste like before the food industry got involved. Ending. So let's wrap it up. If you're serious about your health, or you just want food that tastes the way it's supposed to, ditch the fake spreads and reclaim real butter. Because every morning, that little choice between a tub of chemicals or a stick of cream is a choice between inflammation and nourishment, between marketing and honesty. I'm not saying you need to live on kale smoothies, but if you're going to eat butter, at least make it real. Plugrà and Vermont Creamery, those are your go-tos. The rest, let them melt away in the past.
And if you found this eye-opening, please hit that subscribe button. We're on a mission to reach our first 1,000 subscribers so we can keep uncovering the food secrets restaurants don't want you to know. Your support helps us bring you the truth about what you're really eating.